Hello everybody, this is Austin Translation, and I'm Austin. And in case you didn't know, I didn't, Katie Couric has come out with a new book. Along with her daily blog, this is her latest attempt to stay relevant as her stardom is fading among, well, just about everybody but your suburban soccer moms who love her not for her riveting journalism or tantalizing delivery of the daily news. No, most like her because she just seems like a nice person. Well, I wonder if those ladies would still feel that she's a nice person after her muzzling of women's rights icon and, at the time, a sitting Supreme Court Justice, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. In her memoir, as they're calling it, Couric boldly admits that she chose to edit out comments that were made by Ginsburg during a 2016 interview when asked about the Anthem protests that were, well, making national headlines from the NFL. According to the Daily Mail, Ginsburg felt that the protesters show, quote, contempt for a government that has made it possible for their parents and grandparents to live a decent life. Other comments stated that she thought the Anthem protesters were, quote, stupid and arrogant. When writing why she chose to edit out the comments made by the Supreme Court Justice and, well, living legend, Couric stated the comments were, quote, unworthy of a crusader for equality such as Ginsburg. Couric also said that she amended the interview to, quote, protect the late justice for whom she felt racial justice was a, quote, blind spot. Well, you call it a blind spot, Katie. I simply call it a different opinion. For those that don't know, RBG, as she's affectionately referred to, was one of just 9 women enrolled in Harvard Law School in 1956. The dean asked her why she was taking up a position that could be utilized by a man. When she joined the Rutgers Law faculty, she found out later that her salary was lower than that of her male peers. Later, she was in courtrooms arguing to expand civil liberties, including the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause. She founded the ACLU's Women's Rights Project. She participated in just shy of 300 sexual discrimination cases, 6 of which went before the then all-male Supreme Court. And guess what? She won 5 of them. A few other things. She helped make it so women can receive their spouse's Social Security benefits if they pass away. She helped make it so women are able to serve on juries. She also helped make it legal for women to get a credit card or loan in their own name. That's right, RBG is truly an OG in the women's rights world. And I'm not sure I get a vote as a guy, but if I do, I'm putting her on the Mount Rushmore of the women's rights movement. Which makes it all the more peculiar when Couric tries to justify her actions by claiming that it was her, quote, admiration for Ginsburg that led her to silence her opinion on this issue. RBG doesn't come across to me as someone who needs or wants you to, quote, protect her from her own opinions. With the list of bona fides as long as RBG's legacy carries, I think it's safe to say that her opinions carry weight with people. And Couric is smart enough to know this, but she didn't like the opinions that were being espoused, so she made it seem like they never happened. Now, a person who claims to be an actual journalist would use the words of a legend and prominent figure like RBG to add context and depth to a current conversation that's happening in society. But Couric isn't a journalist, at least not anymore. Nowadays, she makes a career of puff pieces and, well, a great smile. Nothing against her for that, but her accomplishments pale in comparison to those of the very person whose opinion she chose to dismiss as if they were the words of a young child. It makes me wonder, how would have Ginsburg reacted to this if she was still around? I wonder if she came across another time in her career where her opinion was silenced because it wasn't deemed worthy. Or maybe someone took action on her part in order to protect her from her own blind spots as a woman. Something tells me RBG would not have been a big fan of this. Nor should she have been. And nor should any of us be a fan of this. Now I want to wrap this up by doing something that you may not be expecting. I want to thank Katie Couric for admitting to this, and the fact that she has no remorse makes it even better. You've showed your hand, and the hand of the news cycles from all the networks. You're not journalists, you're ideologues. And Americans are in fact waking up to that, and it turns out that millions of them don't like it. Stunts like the one that Couric pulled here are a big reason why less people trust the major news networks today than ever before. This wasn't a virtuous act of protecting an old feeble woman who didn't understand the question. This was just another example of how the mainstream news actually impedes any sort of real change. It's hyper-ideological and thus thrives on symbology. Sure, you can participate in marches, kneel during anthems, burn flags, or shut down speakers at their scheduled events. Those may add to the public discussion surrounding an issue, helping to fuel the culture war, but they don't actually create any change. RBG was a lady who obviously knew a little something about creating change. She knew that real, lasting change came from changing laws. So she went to law school and then fought for change in courtrooms. She founded groups that helped create bills that affected millions of women both then and today. That's right, she was a get shit done type of gal. So it shouldn't surprise people when she looks at flag burning and anthem kneeling as stupid acts. She sees that it doesn't actually create any meaningful change. Look, I don't agree with everything RBG said during this interview or as her time as a prominent figure, but I was certainly interested in hearing everything she had to say. She was a very intelligent and passionate person, and her impact in our culture was undeniable. In my eyes, she's earned the right for her opinions to be heard, especially when a news network is the one asking her for that opinion. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you guys for watching.